YouTube, what up? Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with Watts and Watts. Happy MLK Day. Happy Monday. I hope that you got off today, but if you didn't get off today, that's cool too because get your money. That's double pay right there. Why not? I'm working today as well, and I couldn't have asked for a better situation because real spill, the same thing that I'd be telling you guys, I'll be on. I'm trying to put money to the side. You know what I'm saying? Just because you put money to the side doesn't mean that you can't spend money. Like, enjoy your money, enjoy the hard work that you put in and week out to get to that point. You know, don't ever forget to treat yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just do it in moderation so that you don't ever fall into a hole. That's a lot easier said than done in this economy, so I totally understand. Mental health and physical health is always a must. You already know what I'm about to say. I say it all the time, and I actually practice what I preach. Shout out to y'all. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble, and let's talk about the fact that I don't want to see no WWE legends in the Royal Rumble. No non-active or retired WWE legends. I'm not really trying to see y'all. You know, we've done that before, and we always talk about the fact that WWE be failing to make new stars, and that's because they keep on doing these nostalgia acts. I don't want to see a 50-something-year-old superstar who hasn't been in the ring in like 10, 15 years. I don't want to see him in a match. The only exception I'm making for this year's Royal Rumble, which is more than likely going to happen, is they're saying Chris Jericho is going to show up. All right, whatever. Chris Jericho can show up. This is probably going to be his last year. If he did like a multi-year deal, he'll probably do like the next 2 years and then retire. Once he retires, he'll be a backstage producer, you know, WWE Hall of Fame, something of that nature. But other than that, if you're going to do any surprise entrances, it has to just be NXT talent. If you want to put an Ethan Page in the Royal Rumble, then completely fine. Because I do feel like there are exceptions to the rule. And I do feel like if you're an NXT superstar who has been putting in work all year, your reward should definitely be a Royal Rumble slot. Like, I feel like anybody in NXT, it should be like a tournament or something like that. But then that kind of spoils the surprise. But it should be like at least with 30 entrances and participants and only like maybe 20 people are being used anyway on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. I feel like at least 2 or 3 of those participants should be NXT superstars. You can do a situation where you have one of which those superstars be in a tournament to see who's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and then like maybe the other 2 could be surprise entrances, and they don't necessarily have to be called up to the main roster after partaking in the Royal Rumble, but it would be a good way to show casual viewers who don't normally watch NXT, if they get a couple opportunities to showcase some of their moves and make people want to be drawn to the NXT product, like, yo, this person, like, I don't know, like a Ethan Page or somebody who's exciting, like I don't know, like Leon Slater. Let's just say Leon Slater. They say, oh, well, he competes every Tuesday night on NXT. That would be cool. You know, I feel like they need to use who they have now at this point. It's no more, all right, let's call Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I don't want to see Hacksaw Jim Duggan, as you know, and I mean that in the most respectful way possible, because I know that there's a lot of people that want to see these older legends, but I'm going to be real. I don't want to see that shit. And on top of that, a lot of the people who used to watch those guys back in the day, they don't even watch wrestling no more. So what's the point? I don't want to see a John Heidenreich. I don't want to see Maven in the Royal Rumble match, even though it would be funny to see Maven in a Royal Rumble match, but that is taken away from somebody who could have benefited from actually having eyes on them in that Royal Rumble match. Like, we don't have no more time to be having duds out here, man. Like, especially with the state that the WWE is in right now, where they're in full rebuild mode. And you can tell that they're in full rebuild mode because of how they're presenting a lot of these new NXT talents that just now came up. How they presented Trick Williams, not even 3 matches in the WWE on the main roster yet, and he is now being showcased with Randy Orton and Sami Zayn and Damian Priest. So that's cool. He's already in the WWE Championship picture, and I completely like that, and I completely appreciate that. Now, there's a lot of things that they got to work the kinks out on, like as far as the tag team division goes, but we're talking about the Royal Rumble right now. And I'm going to be real, yo. Gunther's not that guy, bro. I know what they're trying so hard, but he's not that guy. And it kind of hurts to know that he's probably going to win the Royal Rumble and win the whole thing, because everybody else that you can really say might win the Royal Rumble, it doesn't make sense except Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble makes plenty sense, but Roman Reigns winning the Royal Rumble at this point, it don't make sense, mainly because Cody Rhodes is not the champion anymore. He's not the champion, and it looked like they was trying to go for Cody versus Roman for the 3rd time. That's what it was looking like, and that's what they was teasing. And even Roman Reigns versus CM Punk, I feel like they beating a dead horse. It doesn't make much sense to have Roman Reigns face CM Punk for the world title. Like, that's not, to me, that's not a big money match. That's not a big money match. Yes, they have history, but if they was going to do something like that, last WrestleMania 41 should have been the WrestleMania that they were going to do it at. Because right now, to me at least, doesn't make a lot of sense. And right now, I'm trying to figure out where Roman Reigns fit in when it comes to WrestleMania this year. That's what I want to know. That should be the title of this entire thing. But I didn't really do too much talking about Roman Reigns because we haven't seen this man since, War Games? We haven't seen him since War Games when they lost that match to Brock Lesnar and company. So we need to see what they're going to do. At first, they said they was probably going to tease Roman versus Jey Uso again. Now, we don't know what direction they're going in with WrestleMania 42 right now. We just don't know. Now they're saying it could be Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso one more time. And with what happened 2 years ago with Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, I don't know how excited or invested I am in to see that. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think that there should be surprise legend entrances for or participants in the Royal Rumble? I don't think so. I think that it would just be wasting a slot that could have went to somebody like Nathan Frazier or something like that would have actually made an impact in the match. Who's going to be the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble? Who's going to win? Let me know who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble in the comment section, bro. But like I said, no old heads. No more old heads. I'm sorry, I don't want to see it. I'm out. Peace.